Hey guys, Dirty Shizno725 here, and today I have a tutorial for you on how to make the Halo Fusion Coils, as you can see right nicely here. So, we're going to load up Cinema 4D, and the first thing you want to do is drop in a cube. You're going to make the Y of that cube 400, and the X and Z are going to stay the same. And then you want to go turn on fillet cap, or fillet, and you're going to want to turn down the subdivision down to 1 and the radius to about 20, and we have this shape. Now what we're going to want to do is click C on our keyboard, which will make it an editable object. Click the side selection tool and the live selection tool, and you're going to want to highlight the top and the bottom. So we're highlight the top, and then when you highlight it, you're going to want to hit delete, and then just do the same for the bottom and hit delete again. Damn it. Delete. And then what you're going to want to do is right click and go to close polygon hole, so you can just close the tops, and so you don't have open holes or anything. Next, what you're going to want to do is you're going to make another cube. So you're going to put the cube there, and you're going to want to make the cube 100, height 100, and you're going to want to put a fillet on it. And same with the last one, where we put the subdivision down to 1, so we get those nice crisp lines. And now, as you can see, 1. And now, as you can, that's 2, 1. There we go. Now, as you can see, it doesn't really look like it fits that well on it, but it will. So what you're going to want to do is on the fillet cap, you're going to want to change the radius till it gets about 20. So it looks like it's the exact same kind of cube now. And you're also going to want to move it up to about 200. Oh no, not 200. 210 roughly. Yeah, 210. And it looks like it looks like the top now, sort of. But what you're going to want to do is change the Y or X to 225 and the Y to 25. And so now we have a top to it. Sorry, I'm just really congested today. And so we're starting to get the kind of shape, but we don't perfectly have this shape right now. So as we can see from the project file, you can see on top that there's that that the top part is not there. So what we're going to want to do is oops, wrong thing. Where's the file? Oh yeah, sorry. I get lost really easily. What you're going to want to do is hit C on your keyboard to make this one editable, and do the exact same thing with the last one. So you're going to want to, someone's messaged me on Skype. I can't talk at the moment. You're going to go to live selection, and do the same thing you did with the other cube to cut it. And just, why does it always do that? And delete it, the tops on both. And we can just red light this, the bottom cube, so we can see what we're doing easier. Delete and delete that. Okay. Nope, don't do that, please. Stop doing that. Cinema 4D. And so now we have this kind of top thing. And once again, we're just going to do the same thing we did with the closed polygon. And we're just going to close the top holes. And so now we kind of have a top to it. But as you can see, that it kind of has a curve to it. So what we're going to do with that curve is you're going to select the two tops you just put on, and you're going to want to go to bevel and bevel, yes. And we're going to go to apply bevel. And what this does, and now we're just going to play with the settings. But basically what this does, it does the same thing that a fillet does, but it doesn't. It works. I find it works a little bit better, the fillet. We just use the fillet just to get the side corners. But anyways, right now we're just trying to find oops, don't want to do that. We're just trying to find a nice setting. Oh, damn it. Sorry, if you ever mess up, just go back to the beginning and then just apply your update again, and then just tweak the settings until you get what you want. And that looks good. Almost. No, not yet. Sorry, modeling is basically just playing with settings until you find what you want. And there. Okay. So yeah, we have our top. So we're just going to label that top. And this is going to be main. Now, make your life a lot easier. You're going to want to go back to the Move Objects tool. And you want to go to the top, and you're going to duplicate this and call it bottom. So now you don't have to redo that. And on the bottom, you're just going to put it to negative 210. So now you have the top and the bottom already done. So we're almost done on the thing, or the Fusion Coil. Now what you're going to do is make the center. And the center is, once again, you just take the bottom or the top, and you're going to put it to 0 this time. So it's right in the center. And what you're going to want to do is take the scale selection tool, or I believe it's E on your, not E, I believe it is T on your keyboard, yes. And you're going to take the green or the Y-axis and just shrink it down. And then we have the middle part. Now we have the basic shape of it, but we need to cut out the holes, as you can see there. So what we can do this with is the Bool tool, right up in the 4th tab, the Array tab. And you just bring out a Bool tool. Now what we're going to want to do is once you create another cube. And you're going to want to place this cube at 100 on the x-axis. And then what you're going to want to do is, once again, put a fillet on it, subdivision 1, and you're going to want to stretch this out. So you only comes out one side. And now you're going to want to bring this in so you have a little bit of a wall, but it still looks good. And then you're just, oops, that was weird. And then you're just going to want to bring it down again. Now, when you're going to cut it out, it's not going to make a perfect side yet. So once again, you're going to want to just play with the subdivision, or the radius, sorry, until you get what you like. And now we can't really see what's going to happen. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the cube in the Bool tool, and you're going to put the main above the cube, so it cuts out. And then on the Bool tool, what you're going to want to do is go to Hide New Edges, click Yes on Hide New Edges, and Yes on Create a Fong Breaks at Intersections. And what that is going to do is create a nice hole in the center for you. But we're not gonna do the hole just yet. What we're gonna want to do is duplicate this cube and rotate it 90 degrees on the H, or the head-in, I believe it's called. Don't quote me on that, though. I'm not 100% sure. Now we have these two cubes. You're going to highlight them both and go to Connect and Delete. So that creates one object. You're going to want to duplicate these objects and put the second set at negative 100. And do the exact same thing, Connect and Delete. So you have one whole object. And then you're going to want to put it back in the Bool tool. And as you can see, it creates the look for you. Now as you see there, it is filled in. But what that fill in is this actual cube. So there's two things you can do now. You can go to the Bool tool, and on Boolean type, you can go to A without B, or what I usually do is A subtract B. You press C to connect them. Then what you're going to do is just drag your main out and delete the Bool tool, which will also delete the inside layer. So now that we have a little bit more of a basic shape, you're going to want to go back to the main. Oh, we'll just rename this mid, sorry. You want to go back to the main, and you're going to want to go back to your side selection and select all of it. So I find the easiest way to do is just select and then press Control A, and it selects it all. Then you're going to want to go to Extrude. And you're going to want to do a negative extrude with caps on. So you just put a negative above the 5, and a negative 5 does work quite nice, I find, on this. So if we look at it, we have a pretty nice shape going on there. We're going back to the tool section. So now we basically have almost the full shape done. The last part we're going to need to do is the center coil. And that's where the energy and explosion is stored inside of it. Oops, wrong thing. Now what we're going to want to do is, once again, create another cube. So I believe we've used about 5 cubes now, plus not counting the ones we cut out. Anyways, you're gonna want to put the cube at about 50 x and y, I believe it is. Yep, 50 x and y, and then you're gonna want to put it at 400 for y. And so now we have the center. And once again, we're going to do a fillet with subdivision of 1 and a radius of about 10, roughly. 10, 11, you know. You don't really have to be that picky with this. And then you're going to hit C on your keyboard again. And that's going to be the center. And there's one last part we just need to make on this. So to make our life easier, we're just going to red light everything we don't need. So everything besides the center. Then you're going to make one last cube. And you're going to want to shrink this down on the Y till about 25. 25, not 24. 25. Oh, I keep doing 24. 25, there we go. Didn't really change anything, but I'm just like to be like that. And once again, you're going to put a fillet, subdivision 1, and you're going to want to just play around, put about 5.55, roughly. I put 5.5 there. And on the sizing, you're going to just want to put it at about 80 and 80. It's about 80 and 80 on X and Z. And you're going to want to move this up to about 1/4 of 400. So that's about 100 up. So it's about halfway up. And you're just going to duplicate this again and put this at -100. So now what we have is this part. Now, actually, that's really small on that. So what we're going to do is select them both and change the Y to about 15 and change the Z to about 70 and the X to 70 to make it a little bit smaller, and the fillet radius to about 3.5. And we select them both so we can do it at the same time. And now you're just going to want to green light everything now. Or not green light, but bring it all back. And so now we have the basic fusion coil. And you're just going to want to hit C on both of these to edit them. And now to color it. Coloring is very easy. There's really 2 colors for this. So the first color is just going to be, you're going to want to color it yellow, and this will be the inside of it. And then you're just going to turn luminance on. And then once again, go back to yellow, find a yellow luminous, and you have the inside. And then the other one can just be a basic shiny silver. Just put a reflection on, put it at gray. Oh, by the way, sorry, go back to luminous and turn specular off. Specular just makes it kind of like a shiny plastic or metal. And then you're going to put color on and reflection. And you want to put reflection at about 15%. You want to go to texture and put Fresnel on. And the Fresnel at about 30%. Always put a bigger Fresnel than your reflection. Your brightness. You want to put it like up to about a 4 or 3 blurriness on it. And you want to go down to specular and turn it from plastic to metal. And change the width until it gets a little bit of a lighter color. And now it looks looking pretty good. Put a little bit lighter. I think I'm going to go back to the color and make it a little bit lighter now. And you just play around the colors, make it your own. And now we're going to color it. And this can get a little bit tricky, but all you're going to need to do is just find the center, red light everything besides the center to make your life a lot easier. You're going to want to go to the side selection tool, live selection, and just select all 4 sides. Like the 4 corners are here. And those parts are the parts I do believe that are shiny. Yes. And you're just going to want to select all those. Take your yellow luminous and just drag it right onto the yellow part. Don't drag it onto here. Drag it right onto the yellow part. And now what you're going to want to do is drag your silver. Now you're going to want to go back, to your tool mover. And you're going to want to drag this right on to the center. And now that if we render it out, your yellow is gone. So what you're going to want to do is take the yellow and put it on the outside. I just like to put that in between. Just makes it better for me. I feel better. And now you can just uncheck everything else. And because everything else is the same color, you can just drop it on, or you can press Control and just drag it onto every single one until you have every single one colored. Render it out, and you have your Fusion Coil, Halo Fusion Coil. Now you can set up scenes like I did here, or you can make your own. And oops, keep blowing that by accident. And you can basically just make it your own. Now, to make it rest, now to the final part is just highlight them all, connect and delete, and you have your Fusion Coil. And I will include this project file in the bottom with just the basic Fusion Coil if you want. So for a reference if you guys want, or you just want to play around with it. But yeah, I'm Dirty Shizno725, and hope you enjoy this. See you guys.